Well, it has happened, guys. It took a while, but it has happened. And I didn't expect to be able to make this video right now, but here I am. So, what is the good news? And where does this lead me on my health journey? Hey guys, my name is Susan and welcome to my channel. If you are new to my channel, you can check out some of my other videos that will detail some of the other health issues that I've already reversed that I won't be speaking about in this video. But first, before I get into the health update that I have for y'all today, I want to celebrate with one of my friends. She's a viewer, but I call y'all my friends, Miss Diana. And let's take a look at why I want to celebrate. So Diana says, my blood sugar was 97 this morning. It had been in the 100 to 120 range. I was very happy. Eliminate the carbs and sugar, or they will eliminate you. Wow, Miss Diana, such a powerful statement. Eliminate the carbs and sugar, or they will eliminate you. We might should adopt that as our saying here on this channel. What do you guys think? Well, Diana, I want to celebrate with you. Congratulations, your fasting glucose was below pre-diabetic level, and I am so happy for you. And I'm so thankful that you shared that with us. Your comment made my whole day, and it did my heart good. And I've enjoyed celebrating that with you. And so let's give you a moment of applause for that because that is worth celebrating. And guys, I want to celebrate with all of you. So if you're willing to put in the comments any kind of victory that you've got, I want to celebrate it with you. So please do that. All right. So there are a couple of health issues that I have had that I haven't actually spoke about on this channel yet. And so I'm going to address those in this video and tell you where I'm at concerning those two things. And the first one is my kidneys. When I first went to the doctor in August of 2022, of course, the lab work was done and I got my EGR. And for those who don't know, the EGR is a test to see how well your kidneys are functioning. And my test in August came back as a 92. And so, that's not terrible. It does mean I'm in stage 1 kidney disease, but I have to take it with a grain of salt because I'm diabetic and have high blood pressure, and no telling how long I've had those two things uncontrolled. And when they're high, they cause kidney damage. So it's kind of well, it's not kind of, it is a blessing that I wasn't more severe and I was just stage 1. So, take it with a grain of salt. In November, when I was retested, and this is what this picture is showing, it's still a 92. So being on keto didn't improve it, but it also didn't cause a decline, which is one of the fears that people have about the ketogenic lifestyle, is that it will harm your kidneys. So as you can see here, it hadn't harmed them. It had not improved them either, though. All right. Now, fast forward some time, and when I go to the doctor in July 2023, I'm establishing care with a new doctor. So here comes a new lab report, and my EGR there, I didn't know what my number is because the lab that they use there, they don't show you the number unless it's below 60, which blows my mind. And I was not happy with that. Not even my doctor is able to tell me what the number was. He didn't even know. And how is that helpful? So I wasn't very pleased with that, but I assumed, well, it's probably still in the 90s, you know. So the next month in August, I actually went to the emergency room for a gallbladder attack. Now, when I went there for that gallbladder attack, they not only checked my gallbladder, but they also checked my kidney function then, and they gave me an EKG because I was having upper back pain, which is not only a symptom of a gallbladder attack, but it can also be a symptom of a heart attack in women. My EKG came back fine, my heart's fine. But my kidney function, my EGR in that test showed a 53. And for you guys who might not realize, a 53 means stage 3 kidney disease. And guys, once I saw that, I was distraught. I didn't care about my gallbladder anymore. I wanted to know what was going on with my kidneys. What happened? Why did they tank? And I'm gonna be honest. I had thoughts in my head that, maybe the fear is there's truth to that, that kidneys that keto is bad for your kidneys. Because what happened here? Look, guys, you got to remember, my dad died from complications of diabetes, and one of those complications was kidney failure. And here I am thinking, all this work, I've reversed my diabetes, but I'm still heading for kidney failure. Man, I cried and cried and cried. I was so depressed. And, my doctor found out I went to the emergency room, of course, and he wanted to do a follow up. And I'm thankful for that. And of course, we addressed the gallbladder. And I asked him, I said, well, hey, my concern right now is my kidneys. Why is it showing 53? What happened? And he said, well, I noticed that, but you also showed a little dehydrated. Now, guys, when you use the word a little with me, I'm going to really think on that word. Like, what do you mean by a little? Like, did I just need a little cup of water? Or do you mean by a little, do you mean moderately dehydrated? And I was like, are you sure that, being a little dehydrated would affect my blood work like that? Because he really believed that that was why I was showing stage 3 kidney disease because I was dehydrated. But I wasn't convinced. That wasn't a satisfactory answer for me. I wanted my kidneys retested. And of course, he was willing to do so. So he gave me an EGR, but I also asked him for a Cystin C test, and which I learned from Dr. Sean Baker. And he did that for me. And because of that Cystin C, oh, I can't pronounce it, Cystin C test, he had to send it to the outside lab because they don't test like that anymore. So I had to wait an extra few days, which was excruciating for me. It was the longest 3 days I've ever had to wait. And, it came back, and as you can see the results from that, it shows normal, but that doesn't tell me anything because I don't know what that means. Normal. Well, what's normal for you? You know? And thankfully the doctor gave me a letter, and he actually said, based on the calculations, your new EGR is 108, which is excellent. Guys, wow. Let's take a look at that for a second. It's 108. Not only am I not stage 3 kidney disease, I'm no longer stage 1 kidney disease. That means my kidney function has actually improved. Man, that floored me in such a good way. Now, I don't know if it was because I transitioned to carnivore that I finally showed improvement, or if it just took time to improve. It could be either or, honestly. I'm just glad that they showed improvement. Okay. And so that's where I am with my kidney function. Now, the next thing I've not mentioned is the problem I had with boils. Y'all know what a boil is? If you don't, Google it. They are nasty, they are painful. And if you've never had a boil, count your blessings. All right. And them suckers will leave scars all over your body, and they will take chunks of flesh from you. Mine would get about that big around and about that thick, huge and painful. And I was getting them constantly. Like when I say constantly, as soon as one would go away, another one would appear on my body. And I would typically get them in my armpits and my breast, on my inner thighs, on my buttocks. But in the last year leading up to that first appointment in 2022, I was starting to get them on my face, as you can see here in this picture. I was going to show you my armpits, but I was like, yeah, maybe you don't want to see my armpit. But anyways, here on this picture, you can see the point where I point out. Now, I'm getting older. I got some wrinkles on my forehead, but some of these are not wrinkles. They are where I had boils. And you can see, right there on the left and right side, and then right there in the middle of my forehead, I had a huge boil. Guys, I looked like a monster. I walked around with a big old Band-Aid on the middle of my forehead. And you can imagine how weird that had to have looked. But trust me when I say, walking around with a big Band-Aid on my forehead was a lot better than going around looking like a 3-eyed monster. All right. And then you can see on the side here, I have an indent there. And that's not a natural indent. That's not my natural face. It's where I had a boil there, and it took a chunk of it. So I'm actually missing a chunk of my face there, guys. So the boils are no joke. And the last one I had was in August of 2022. Now, it took me a few months before it dawned on me that I hadn't had a boil. And I don't believe in the whole you can, call things into existence, But all of a sudden I did when I realized that. And I was like, don't say anything. You're going to end up having one just because you said something. But, it's been a year and a half, and I have not had a boil. So I really believe that my boil problem was linked to either my high blood sugar or the over eating of carbs and sugar in general. Maybe it was a hormonal thing, or maybe it was all of it combined, and it just made that perfect storm for a boil problem. You know, but either way, I don't have boil problems no more, and I don't hear a lot about that in the ketogenic community about boils. So maybe boils is not a common thing. I don't know, but that's what keto and carnivore has done for me in terms of the boil issue. I no longer have that. Now, the next issue is high blood pressure. I have been on blood pressure medicine since the start of my journey. My doctor put me on 40 milligrams of blood pressure medicine a day. And at the beginning of my journey, my blood pressure was running about 160 over 100, which is really high. And, over time, with the help of blood pressure medicine, I saw it drop. And in July, when I established care with a new doctor, my blood pressure reading at the doctor's office was 108 over, I think it was high 60s, low 70s. I don't remember the exact number. But because of that, I talked with my doctor about lowering my blood pressure medicine to see how well I did on that. And he agreed. So we took myself from 40 milligrams to 20 milligrams a day. And that's what I've been on ever since. Now, um, I was convinced that since it was July, which means I've essentially been doing a ketogenic lifestyle for almost a year at that point, that maybe I was never going to be able to come off my medication. Because if you pay attention to a lot of the testimonies concerning blood pressure, people are fixing their blood pressure pretty soon, pretty fast, like in my opinion. So for me to have not completely healed my blood pressure by this point, I am starting to be convinced that I'll never come off my medication completely. But that's okay. At least I was able to lower it. Sorry. Anyways, but about a week and a half ago, I realized I had forgot to take my medicine the day before, and it sparked my curiosity. I was like, "Let me take my blood pressure. Let's just see what it does." Now, guys, I think how the blood pressure medicine works is, yeah, it helps you, but it also gets built up in your system. So even if you do forget to take it one day, you still will have a little help. That's my thinking on it. I don't know if that's true or not. But anyways, I wanted to see. Now, you've got to understand while taking the 20 milligrams a day, my blood pressure reading had been running about 130 over 80. And so when I saw my reading about a week and a half ago, it was 118 over 78, which is really good. So, guys, regardless if I can come off my medication or not, that is improvement, which gives me hope. Now, I decided to do a test. And disclaimer, I don't recommend anybody else doing this, but this is what I'm doing. I've stopped taking my blood pressure medicine, and I have not taken it in a week and a half. Now, I've been monitoring my blood pressure, and over this week and a half, I've had really good readings, except for this morning. This morning, my blood pressure showed 109 over 83. The top number is really good, but the bottom number was over 80, and I'm not liking that. However, that was the only time in this week and a half that it's read that. Now, that could mean that the medicine's out of my system and this is a true reading without help. Or it could be because I've been a little stressed in my mind about something and maybe that's affected my blood pressure. So, last night I was ready to proclaim that I was going to reach out to my doctor and get off my medication in this video. But now I'm not ready to make that proclamation yet. I want to give it a few more days to see if that number is staying that way or if it comes back down and I can go ahead and move forward with coming off my medication. Either way, I'm not depressed about it. I'm excited because I still know that I've made an even more improvement, and I have hope that if not this time, I will come off my blood pressure medicine. Now, guys, if you're still with me, thank you so much. And it's time for my final update. It has been a long time coming, guys. And I think it's a wise thing to focus on your health over weight loss, but it's exciting to have that weight come off. And guys, I can officially say that I have joined the 100-pound weight loss club, if that's even a thing. But I've officially lost 100 pounds. Now, it took me a year and a half to do that. And there's a lot of other people who have lost that amount in a way, far less time than I have. And that's okay. And there are people who lose weight slower than I do, and that's okay too. But I want to celebrate that because, man, it feels good that I can say that. I started at 283 pounds. And in this picture, you can see this is what I got this morning, 183. Guys, I'm super stoked about that. But anyways, that's for my health updates. So where does this leave me in my health journey? Well, just like I said in my cholesterol video, I need to work on my HDL, and I have a plan to set in place to try to do that. And I will be talking about that in a future video and showing you what I plan to do to get that HDL up. And then also, there's the mental health side of things that I am working on. And I am going to share that with you guys. And I think that you can look for that video probably next week. Um, so that is where I am at in my current health, currently with my health journey. All right. Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.